everyone, and welcome you all to another tutorial in Figma. So here, this is the chapter number 9, and we are going to learn about the columns and grids. So in this class, we'll be learning how you can use the columns and grid, how you can change the color, the intensity, the column gutter. I'll also tell you guys what that is, and also how you can use this and get a size or get an idea of how to design your web page. So let's not waste time. Let's get started with this tutorial. So now I'm here on my workspace or the place where I'm going to basically work. So now first off, I'll be creating a frame. So here you guys can see for creating a frame, I'll be creating two layers or two pages basically. So one will be for desktop. So for that I do have a standard desktop size, but you guys can also research and see which is the most used desktop size, or for which desktop you're basically using that file for. So I'll just take this particular size, which is 1440 into 1024. So I'll take that, and here you can see I do have this particular frame which I just selected it from the preset. Okay, so I do have the desktop one here, and now I'll be creating in the same way another frame, but in a different page. Okay, so I'll just add another page, and I'll name this one as desktop page, and I'll name this as mobile page. So I do have this one here, and in this also I'll try to create a frame, and I'll take it from my preset. So which size should I take? I will take it for an iPhone 14 Pro Max. I'll click on this one, and here you guys can see I do have my frame here. Okay, so now the main thing what I want to do here is I want to put some columns. Okay, so here just underneath the auto layout you can see an option called layout grid. So what I'll be doing is I'll be clicking on this plus sign here, and as you can see here, you can see I do have a grid, but for me I don't want a grid. I want to get some columns. So here I do have the layer grid settings just on the left hand side, and I'll click here, and instead of grid I will choose columns from here. And after I choose column, here you can see the count is 12, but for me I want the count is 5, but I want 12. And why 12? Because this is the standard size or the standard column size, column count for most of the graphic designs. So I just want to go with the defaulted one. And if I want to change some colors, I can change those colors as well from here. Okay, I can actually increase or decrease all this from here. And if I want to change the width and the height, and here you can see the gutter. So gutter is basically the spacing between both the columns. Okay, so here this middle part which is in white, this is called the gutter. So here if I increase the size, suppose if I put 40, here you can see it changed from here. And the same way if I just decrease it to 10, you can see it changed and it decreased from here. I can also choose how I want my column to be. Do I want it in the left, right, center, or I want it stretched out throughout my page. So this is the best format. So in the same way, I'll come here in the mobile page and I will come to my layer grid as I will click on this plus option, select the columns from here. Here also I'll take 12, this as 10, and this one I will just keep it in stretch. Okay, and from here I can change the intensity of the color as well. If I take 50, here you can see how deep my color becomes. So I just want the color to be kind of faded, and it will look good if I do also put any kind of animation or so. So now what I'm going to do is I'll create more frames. Suppose for this phone one, I will create one frame here. I do have one frame here. Okay. And I will also take another one from here. Okay. And I will just fill this with a deep color. Let me take something dark. Okay, so from here this one will be the column, and here I will create another frame. So from here I will take the main body. So from here I will just move till this much. Okay, I do have my frame here as well, and I'll take another small frames here. Okay, select this. So I'll select this one and I will duplicate this layer here, and I'll just take this here as well, and also here. So now I do have these 4 columns, and I can also put some colors if I want to. Suppose here I want to put up a different color. Suppose I want it in dark black, and I also want to put this one in a different color. So here in that case, maybe I'll take something in green. I will take here as well some different color. So I'll just choose my color accordingly. Red, here something in blue, here something in pink. Yeah, so this is fine. So this will be my layout, and the same way I'll come to the desktop page. So from here I will be taking a frame from here. I'll choose this one, and after that I'll be creating a main page here. So this will be the body. Suppose I want to create a brochure or a flyer. I can start like this from here. Okay, and now I'll be creating 4 more boxes from here. Back, create a box from here till there, and with my alt I will just copy this one and hit alt, copy. So here I do have 4 boxes, and here all these 4 boxes, if I try to select at once, suppose I want to select only these particular frames. So from here I can click on this, this, and this. So now what I'm going to do is I can change their color accordingly the way I want. Okay, so suppose I will give them this color, but I'll change the opacity of the color. So here you guys can see I can also align it the way I want. So now these four frames are aligned. I'll put a color here as well for this layer, and here I'll put another color for this particular layer. So here you can see I have created this. Using the grid, you will have a knowledge about the idea, if it's in central or not. So I have created this layer from here. And here for this mobile page also, I do have a particular size which I refer or prefer. Then I can do the work from here as well. So from here again, let me show you guys. If I come here, select this whole frame, here I do have 12 columns. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to add margins. Okay, on the side I also want to add margins. And why do we add margins is basically when we do create a web page or an app page for mobile, sometimes we don't want the main things or the main topic to be on the sides. Okay, so basically to put those in middle, we do have a good idea while using this column that where to put that particular thing. So basically for that we do use all of this, and let's increase the margin from here. Okay, so let me take 10, and if I click OK, there is no much difference. To show you guys, I'll take around 90. So here you can see these are the margins here on the sides. The white spaces, this is the margin, and this is the main workspace for the phone. Suppose I'll be just working here on this particular part, and I will edit or I'll do the designing here in this particular part. And after that, if I think that okay, I just need to cut these sides off, I can cut those as well. So this is also a precautionary measure which is quite helpful and can be quite handy while working in this. And let me just go back again, back to our 12, take this here again, and I hope you guys have understood about this. I've told you guys about the stretch, and you also already know about the coloring. Okay, so if I go to this desktop page, now I do have here 12 columns. The same way I'll just select all these from here. Now I'll select this one, and now what I can do is I can just click on this, change this one to 10, click on enter. And if you ask me what is the perfect size for a gutter, there is no size basically which you want to put or any number, but for this you can put something like 15 to 20. This is quite standard which can be used. And here if I show you guys the margin, okay, if I put 60, here you can see on the sides I do have the margins as well. Okay, so I can exclude my work on this side and work on my own on this thing. So let me just go back, undo this, and as I do have 12 here, if I want to bring it down to 6, here I do have 6. Okay, I can work here as well. I just need to make sure that I am aligning all my things properly. Okay, so if I just put this on this side, this one's here, this one should be somewhere here, and this one right here or on the side. I can put this here. Yeah, this basically looks good, and this is one of the way how we can actually align my web page that it looks good. So this is how we can make one. And let me create another page where I'll be showing you guys the grid. So I'll just name it as grid. I'll create a frame, or I'll just take a preset from here. So let me take a desktop, or yeah, desktop preset. And if I click on this layout grid option here you can see I do have the layout grid, and from here I can actually change the size. The standard one is 8 to 10. So basically in the Android and the Apple phone developers, application developers, they do usually this size, okay? But if you're working for a company, or you're working towards making your own application, it is basically based on your need, okay? The way you want. You can actually consult with so many UI UX designer, and it's not that you have to be a coder to become a UI UX designer. So you can start from basic, learn it, and then you can apply your work to an advanced level, or you can work in a higher level where you will deliver your work to your client. And once you are doing some good work in designing, you can make some good bucks. So from here, as you can see, I can change the color as well. And here, the same goes with the rows, the way I've showed you guys the columns. So the rows also, it will come like this, the same way of the columns. So I won't explain you guys in detail about this, but here you can just work like this and put different shades accordingly. Okay, here, as you can see, and here, as you can see, if I'm going on the sides, I can see a red line which is showing that if I'm going outside. Okay, so I should keep that also in mind. Here you can see. So like this also I can create different sizes, and if I just zoom out, I can show you guys my work here. So hope you guys have understood this class on column, grid, and also rows, as it's quite similar with the usage of column. So hope you guys know the usefulness of columns and grid, that how it helps you to make an design. So hope to see you all in the next tutorial.